Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the man who's actually been out and seen human beings this week. It's Mikey Jewel V3. Hello, Mikey.
I watched them from the trees.
Oh, did they know?
They may have known it by the end, but that was only when I dropped.
Did you ask if they wanted some candy?
I would be amazed. You walk into the woods just hearing a fake bad Irish accent, because of course I would do it that way.
Yes.
Would you like some candy, boy? Would you like some candy? And then they just look up and I'm gone. All they see is the leaves shaking.
And then Irish Danny Glover comes to try and kill you. There's the sequel we really wanted to Predator, or Predator 2.
Irish Danny Glover.
Irish Danny Glover. He's like Danny Glover, but the Irish equivalent of him. But not Danny Glover of today, because no offense, he's a wee bit too old for this shit. He was a wee bit too old for that shit back then. He's now super too old for this shit now. But yes, we are here once again to talk about things that happened with Transformers in the news this week. There were bits and pieces here and there. That's maybe worth talking about, and we're going to start off with some crappy news, or at least stuff that I consider crappy news. Because Mikey, Funko Pop is the death of everything I love. And
I could go on.
You scream, but you've got one.
I made mistakes,
and
I regret those choices, and no one will buy it off me.
No, why would they?
Yeah, I know, but like people buy it. Like I was looking through the thread in this, someone said they had 2,900 of them.
Oh my god!
I'm just like, why? Like, if you want to get something like that, get the new Mighty Mugs thing. You know, with the three faces.
Yeah, maybe.
It's basically Funko Pop, but better.
I mean, the bar's not high, but I guess here's something you could do with Funko Pops. Not you personally, but people who have lots of them, or people who can't get rid of them, who own stores.
Burn them.
Dig a giant hole in the ground, and then what you do is you craft room-like structures, and then rebury it. So then it looks like when someone discovers it, like 10, 15 years later, that they've discovered this weird civilization that used Funko Pops or these strange idols as building materials. Because could you imagine like Funko Pops being used as a wall and a ceiling?
No, like if you're gonna go that route, what you should do, dig a hole, but you've got little tiny furniture and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then it's like someone digs it up and it's like there's tiny buildings and all these Funko Pops being found at tables like they're about in the middle of meals, and just like it's like Vesuvius but tiny.
Oh, I was wondering if you were suggesting maybe like you blast them with something to make them look similar to the remains of the people of Pompeii. So it's like, whoa, they're like really small people that lived underground. What happened to them? Yeah. Oh man, they had a Pompeii effect. But new Funko Pops are on the route, on the loose. About the hoose. We've got exclusive incoming rumors. So these are rumors, but
exclusive rumors.
Exclusive.
Ooh, the best kind of rumor, like the one that's going on about Hasbro and Toei at the moment.
Oh, what's that one about? I'm more interested in that.
Some website that is relatively small, and a lot of people aren't really sure of, are saying that Hasbro is coming out of the contract with Toei that allows them to use Sentai footage.
Oh, okay.
But still keeping the Power Rangers license.
Okay.
But the source is not considered reliable, so tongue-in-cheek, shall we say. So, yeah. There's that. Also, Funko Pops.
Yeah, so
Power Rangers has Funko Pops.
Yeah, everything has Funko Pops, though, to be fair. Everything. So there's these are the list of names. Transformers at the beginning of each of the names, because, you might forget who they are. So we've got Bumblebee, Jazz, Megatron, Optimus Prime, Soundwave, and then we've got keychains, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Optimus Prime. It doesn't say what versions these are, but we have a silhouette of one of them, and it looks like a silhouette of a movie version of Prime as he has mega horns.
And I'm trying to imagine, like, I don't want even imagine a vinyl version of that Jazz.
The movie
monster,
one.
Yeah, with his monster face.
All of them have pretty monstrous faces, to
Yeah,
be fair.
Jazz especially used to freak me out. And
Really?
His weird hands. He's got...
Oh, yeah, the hands were weird. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megatron's relatively normal. Relatively.
I guess?
Well, he's got a general face shape.
Yeah.
Jazz kind of has a face that's split into bits.
I thought they all had that, though.
No,
They-
like some like Optimus, Megatron, Ironhide. They've got like the general outline of a human face.
Right.
Like Bumblebee doesn't.
Oh, no.
Jazz doesn't, and a bunch of the Decepticons don't.
Okay.
Ratchet doesn't either, but like, no one cares about Ratchet. That's the thing. Masterpiece Ratchet. We're not talking about pictures of Masterpiece Ratchet shown, and you know what? No one cared. It's movie Ratchet. No one cares.
No, I'm sure someone cares.
No, they don't.
Oh.
Who's sitting there like saying like, man, I love that scene Ratchet was in.
To be fair, I do like that scene where he says, "Hey, the boy wants to fuck the girl. Ugh, sexual pheromones and shit." Ugh."
Why is he able to do that?
Because he's a fucking pervert.
Why would he say that?
Because he's a pervert.
Hello, I've just met you. Ah, I see. I'm going to interrupt. Like, it's.
That's the backstory of movie Ratchet. His fetish is alien species intercourse.
Lovely.
That's his. Hey, he's got to have some sort of character. So here's his backstory, Mikey.
My favorite scene is one where he gets his heart ripped out.
That's in the third one, right?
Fourth.
Okay, same thing.
But
Relatively.
basically, those movies are terrible.
They are. There's also a few more. Defensor and Retro Toys Transformers, which has been described as a possible Target exclusive with no description. So if you are in the market for Funko Pops, I pray for your soul, but it's your soul to sell. These are ones that could potentially, I guess, hold or be used to trade your soul for. No images of these yet, but I'm sure they'll come and we'll be complaining about them again in the future.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's salivating to complain about it. Mikey, do you want to take us on to something with a bit more substance?
Mecha Fans Toys revealed prototype images of the MS-28 Legend Scale G1 Blitzwing.
Blitzwing?
Blitzwing.
Oh, no.
That's Blitzwing's porn name.
Oh, well, I thought it was Blitzdong. Yes. Yes.
Thunderbolt. This is obviously a triple changing and fairly show accurate version of the old Blitzer.
Legend scale-ish, right?
Legends, yes. So Legend scale has kind of devolved into basically deluxe scale.
Yeah.
I mean, the Legend, like, it's been getting, it's kind of no longer a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like almost deluxe, not quite nowadays, but one thing I do really like on this is the jet. Like, it's got the flat wings that, of course, Blitzwing's going to have, because, hey-oh, he doesn't need to be aerodynamic, but the actual integration of it looks pretty solid. And the tank is really clean.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the tank always seems to be the easiest mode they have when making a Blitzwing, right?
Yeah, even back in animated.
Yeah.
But yeah, robot mode looks fairly decent, posable. But yeah, like we know he's coming with a sword, but I don't know if he's got any other accessories. But also, what other accessories would you really need for Blitzwing?
A throne.
Oh yeah,
The throne of his enemies'
no,
corpses.
No, I've made it worse.
The football.
It could come with you could get a set with a football stadium.
And the coach.
Yes. Oh, I
And
want
the
it!
chair.
I would buy it! I want it!
Oh, it'd be amazingly stupid.
I won't buy. I will never, sometimes I see we're doing a version of Castle Grayskull. Never in 100 years would I buy one. I would fucking buy that football stadium in a heartbeat.
You know what you could do as well for a stupid thing? You remember the scoreboard? So you have the scoreboard and you have a removable back, so then you can put your iPhone in or something and then have the score appear on the phone.
Yep.
That'd be neat. I couldn't do it because I don't have a
now.
mobile phone, but
this toy is now shit. This toy is now absolutely worthless.
because it doesn't have a 50 or more pound accessory kit that we're suggesting.
This toy is now worthless. Please destroy this toy. It no longer has any value in human existence.
Ooh, damn! Wow, scathing remarks.
What do you think of it?
I think it's okay. It's. I mean, we are certainly getting a lot of legend scale toys at the moment, like you say. It's not like back in day where we got cute little Windblade and cute little RC, and then that was pretty much the line done of the little cute ones. And I was like, oh man, I remember when Iron Factory did those. I'd like some more of them. What's that?
Alita was there, wasn't she? Oh no, she was a retool of RC.
Yeah. They only had the 2 molds, I think. I don't think.
Hey,
they did
Andy,
any more
those
than
were
that.
stylized designs. No one wants those.
I did. I got them both.
No, we need G1.
Yeah, that's true.
G1 cartoon.
Yeah.
1984 to 1986.
It's a bummer.
1987, actually, no?
You know who you could do for the cute little Iron Factory girls? What's the name from Cyberverse with the Robo Eye?
Shadow Striker?
Her, yeah. Do a cute little one of her.
Shit, now you... Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that idea.
She has I think out of most of the things
she needs a face swap, though, to look incredibly irritated at being small and cute.
No, you wouldn't get the option. It would only be annoyed. She'd be the tsundere. That would be the tsundere face for her. I think she had one of the best designs.
She was
from that
great.
show.
I'm really glad she showed up in the comics, and you know what? If this was 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say she'd have a good shot at getting a Generations toy.
I would have said she would have had a almost 100% guarantee of being used as a BotCon toy exclusive.
Yeah, no, exactly. But hey, someone asked. I said something to her on Twitter about the mixed feelings I have about a toy we're going to talk about, and just like, I'm just burnt out in it, man.
You should contact May and be like, hey. Where's the Shadow Striker toy? I know she has absolutely nothing to do with toy
that would be difficult. Hello, why aren't you making a toy?
Yeah, I realize you're a writer and you don't have anything to do with the toy production side of things. But I don't think that's really the point, is it?
Yeah, I mean,
you're our only connection to Cyberverse we have, so we gotta focus the frustration somewhere. Who didn't get a deluxe figure either? Shadow Striker.
No. That, of course, like that time I hounded Nick to get a figure of Rotor Storm. That paid off.
Yeah, how many years later?
And without the right head.
Without the right head.
Yeah,
I bet
Nick,
that was Nick's
thanks.
fault. I bet Nick said specifically, don't change the head, and they went, yeah, we'll note that down.
Well, I'm Nick Roach, though. But...
Exactly. So yeah, Thunderbolt. Not bad. I would actually, I think, prefer to see him with a different head and done in the colours of... what was it? The e-hobby exclusive, the green and the grey.
Yeah, I
like
know
that
the one. Though he got a story where he was like, he was in the Legends comic.
He was, yeah. He
And
was a
like,
drone, I think, or something.
Yeah, but then it's like time-wimey stuff. It was a drone that would eventually turn into Blitzwing.
That's right. That was a fun story. I like that
man.
one. Yeah,
good. Yeah, that would be really cool. But
yeah, give him
honestly,
a mono eye head or something like that, and then make him full drone.
I'd honestly, I know people are feckin' tired of this, but I with a head swap, not a face swap gimmick, I would take an animated style.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I think you're right as well to choose the head swap because it's
give
less
me 3
cumbersome.
heads. Yeah. Let me swap them around. The face swap gimmick, God love it, has never worked.
No, I think the only way you could do it is if you wanted to do face swap, you'd have to do it Figma style. Where you pull off like the bit with the where the fake goggles were, you pull that off, and then you swap each face out that way. That could work. But yeah, I remember back to the animated toy where it's just you span the heads around and it was like, I mean,
it worked better there than it did in the classic or the Generations toy.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Though that toy had problems. But like, rough. I mean, I would like it if you did that, because like you could go a bit inventive.
Sure.
Like have your really standard G1-y head for the Rage face, but for the Ice and the Crazy face, you maybe stylize the actual helmet design a bit.
Well, that'd be fun.
That'd be nice, but like I said, no football stadium. This toy is terrible.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. Do you want to take us on to the next bit?
Yeah, sure. Let me wind you on down to the Golden Lagoon as we go and dip our New Age NHH 22G Golden Eye, which is their G1 reflector, who we talked about a while ago. I think I said I quite
Golden
liked it.
Eye was found his weakness.
That was never the best intro, you know. The best one was from the best 007 movie, which is Die Another Day. You can fight me on this, but you're wrong. Die Another Day is the best James Bond movie because it's the most stupid.
Oh, I don't think it's the most stupid.
No, it's one of the most stupid. It's got some of the dumbest things in there, which I like, which makes it fun. But yeah, this is basically the new age reflector toy dipped in gold, you know, for the Golden Lagoon. The GP kind of repaint, and it's like,
it's a nice color gold.
It is. They've got a few different. They've got two tones on it. They have the standard, you know, gold plasticky look for that, and then they've got what I assume is like a translucent yellow plate over the chest.
Yeah.
And then some white eyes to highlight the eyes. It looks fine. I don't know. Golden Lagoon stuff is always just, especially at this day and age, I just kind of look at it and go, I do really appreciate the promo art picture of them pretending that they're you know, dancing in the pool.
It does look slightly more like they're sinking. And one of them's really happy about it.
I saw it. It's just like them just raising the roof going. But
it's the fact they've all got the arms up and just like, oh god, no pose.
You hear a lot of screaming in this photo.
Yeah, and like the face of the middle guy, it's just so like, well, resigned.
Yeah. The one on the left is terrified. He's resigned in the middle, and the one on the right is super chuffed about dying.
Take me, cold embrace of death.
It's about time. Oh, thank God.
I'm tired of being with these losers.
I don't want to be a fucking camera. I want to be something cool. Well, what do you think of these, Mikey? Because, I mean, apart from...
Pretty much the same.
Yeah. I still think the mold looks neat, but they are just gold. Mikey, do you want to tell us more about a toy we've already talked about, since we've now have the deets on it?
Yes, so the Flame Toys Kurakarakuri Star Saber Black version has an official gallery up on Flame Toys social medias. And this is a straight repaint. I don't think it comes with any new accessories. I'm just double checking. It's got the wing pack. The shield is... Yeah, it's got Decepticon symbols where there were Autobot symbols, but that's it. Because, like Andy,
yes,
this version of Star Saber is a bad guy. Unlike the last version. You know, that awkward thing of just like, it's the villainous version of the guy you did. You already did the bad guy version.
Perfect.
Which I kind of love. Like, this is him after he comes back from being sliced in half by Cyclonus. Mm-hmm. This is him just like, God say unto thee, be gothic. But yeah, he comes with swords, hands, extra head to give him sort of the base Star Saber look, or the base Saber look, bunch of guns, a shield, and of course you can take off all his extra IDW McGubbins and get him looking more like a standard Star Saber. Mm-hmm. More like, not quite there, more like. So this guy is an exclusive divided up between 4 different retailers. ACG Hong Kong will get 200 pieces. Wonder Festival SH will get 200 pieces. D4Toys.com, who are in partnership with Flame Toys, will get 200 pieces. And SDCC will get 200 pieces. So that means that when the SDCC exclusives go on sale for the online event, you're going to be able to pick this guy up. He is $400, which, considering he is an exclusive Flame Toys figure...
Yep.
I'm very surprised by how cheap he is.
Do you remember offhand at all how much the original version is?
No, but I will find out for you right now.
All right, cool.
But I was expecting him to be closer to 5.
I mean, technically, he is closer to 500 than he is to 200.
I mean, yeah, but like he's also closer to that than, you know, God. I don't know.
What? What was that?
I didn't have much time to think of anything.
I mean, you're not wrong. I will give you, you're 100% not wrong. He is closer to that than he is to God. In theory.
Yeah, $400 on TF Source.
For the original.
For the original.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same price. So that's not bad for an exclusive.
Yeah, it's basically right now, if you're looking for the Flame Toys Star Saber, do you want a negative version or do you want the positive version? Both of which will try to kill you. But,
I suppose it's maybe wise they didn't boost the price up anymore because it's already expensive. Don't.
Yeah, no, I think that's real. But I think that's really cool of them.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool of them. Actually, TF Source's one is on sale. It was $450 when it went up.
Oh.
They're also, for anyone who wants to know, if you are want to buy it, do go for TF Source. They're offering free shipping. And considering the size of this thing, that's something you should probably take advantage of.
We are not sponsored by TF Source.
No, but if you'd like to.
No, if they want to sponsor us, that's fine. We can work something out.
Yes,
they could, because
them, Andy. I don't want you sponsoring TF Source.
No, that would be weird. I was going to say as well, to be fair, there's very few Transformers at the moment either of us are going to buy, so it'd be quite good for them.
Yeah, like, please give us something on topic. Like, I almost actually semi-contacted that hobby shop I've been buying from, and then I realized they have like 5 Transformers. They're just like, if you get Flame Toys in, can I have one? I'll talk about it on a podcast. It's just like, that won't go down well.
You'd probably get looks, I feel. You'd definitely get look.
Hi, it's not Gundam podcast, but I would like free Gundams.
Is that
also,
okay?
I don't know, like, I have several pre-orders in. If I could not pay for them, that would be great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm probably going to crack on that bloody... I was thinking I'd make it out, but no, like, this week I just sort of sat and I was watching TV for a bit, and I was just like, randomly, I'm just like, I'm going to end up pre-ordering the full cloth. And I was like, don't do it. It's you've already you won't do it for Transformers. You usually don't buy the same mold twice. But you're just sitting there just like, yeah.
Is this a restock, you mean, rather than a new figure?
No, it's a premium Bandai.
Oh, okay. Okie dokie.
Because it's the Bill Divers figure redone with more accessories.
Right.
To be manga accurate.
Sure.
And it's the full cloth.
It's Mikey's.
Which I used to hate, actually. I really liked the base.
Yeah, you kept telling me you had no interest in getting it.
And then I read the bloody manga, and I was just like, oh, it's so awesome! I'm weak. Deal with it. But yeah, so, Flame Toy Star Saber. I don't think either of us are going to be picking this guy up, but no. I wish you well if you do. This is a case where we definitely would buy Transformers stuff, except it's out of our price range at the moment.
A tad. Yes.
Andy.
Mikey.
Take us on to some Earth Rising.
I have a question for you.
No.
Good, because I was wondering if this was a new figure that we hadn't seen before, or if we had seen it before.
I believe it is new.
Okay, I wasn't sure, because we've seen so many Sunstreakers.
We've forgotten.
Yeah. It's a new Sunstreak figure. It's the Earthrise one, apparently. I asked Mikey because to me this looked very similar to obviously the Combiner Wars one, and in my mind I was like, have we seen this? Because maybe we have, but this might be the first time we've seen it. So
as far as I know, this is a new mold. I
right.
think. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a redo of Sideswipe.
Right.
They're not talking about it being a redo of Sideswipe.
No,
if
it
is, it's
new.
a heavy retool.
It looks new, but yeah, you could be right. I guess these are our first images. I don't think this is going to be vastly different from the I was going to say the UK one, from the American Western one. So I don't think you have anything to worry about there. So I guess maybe compare it to the Generations one.
Well, there's the Generations. Like the Generations one, and there's the old Classics one. That's really the only options you have.
Well, there's the Combiner Wars one as well, I suppose.
Hang on, I thought the Combiner Wars one was the Generations one.
No. I think we're getting mixed up because you said Classics, but that was under the Generations line.
No, it wasn't.
The Classics line only went for one wave, and it had.
And Andy, the Classics line went from 2006 to 2010. Then it transformed into Reveal the Shield, actually, and then it transformed into Generations.
I thought it went Classics, then Generations, then
it was
Reveal the Shield.
Classics Universe 2.0 is when Sunstreak.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, Universe. That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
2008.
Universe.
Before you, Sarah, just so you feel old.
Yeah, because I definitely remember that Classics was only one wave of a very few amount of figures. Then you say, it turned into Universe after that.
Because Classics was only intended to be a filler thing, and then everyone loved it.
They were like, what?
Yeah.
Who could have seen? But yeah, that figure and this. I don't think it's going to be a huge surprise. I think the classic / universe figure was a bit more interesting visually, but this looks fine, I guess.
This looks fine. It's weirdly
It's fine.
stocky. I don't know if it's just I'm not remembering Sunstreaker right, but this
I
feels
don't think
weirdly
he's this
stocky.
thick. He is a thick boy here for some reason.
And like I'm if you've redesigned Sunstreaker in the middle of Earthrise, fair fucking play.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. More of just I don't care if he ends up being the chunkiest monkey on the planet. Just please redesign someone.
I don't think that's the intent that they were going for, though.
No, but I'll take what I can get. But there's a real problem with this, and it is the colors.
What don't you like about the colors? Because I think I know.
Either go for your unpainted flat wee yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it wee yellow. Or paint your toy. Please do not do that awful distracting thing of painting one prominent bit and ignoring the rest, because it never looks good in robot mode and it looks shit in car mode.
I think this has happened numerous times, so especially with yellow figures like Bumblebee and Sunstreaker.
Or use a deeper colored yellow plastic.
Yeah, a deeper one to begin with. Yeah, something that's a bit closer to the paint that you're going to use. I 100% agree. Unless it's a specific like paint job, as it were. So like there's like a stylized extra yellow layer to like there's like a bee pattern or something on parts of it, but not all of it.
Like Sunstreaker was a sort of pale yellow, and he was just like, "Listen, I am Sunstreaker.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know that it's it's in the name." And he just painted his chest really yellow, just so you know, I'm this fabulous. This is his bling.
It's the weird thing because, like you say, he's done his chest and he's done like the sides of his forearms as well.
Well, he's going to fold his arms a lot.
That's true.
And he's clearly posing in a that's not a fight pose. That's a look at my crotch pose with the arm in the air.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's Saturday Night Fever style. Yeah, I see that.
We'll say really good head sculpt.
Yeah, it's a solid head sculpt. I don't know. I look at this and I feel IDW Headmaster a little bit for some reason.
A little bit.
It's been a long time since I've seen that design, so my mind's eye of that is very different.
Well, like I was going to say the face is different, but like Sunstreaker's face is typical Sunstreaker. All the Machination Headmaster clones, they had a different face.
Yeah.
But no, I think it looks decent. I honestly think. I don't think it looks fantastic. I think it looks decent.
Yeah.
And like it's been a long time since Sunstreaker's had anything original, so fair play there.
Yeah, original.
I'm taking what I can get. People get tired of me bitching.
Who says this?
I know for a fact people are tired of me bitching.
The other thing we have is a Walmart listing for something that's a bit weird. It says Walmart listing for Leader Class 86 Slag with Daniel.
I bet that name's going to change.
Which one? Slag or Daniel?
Daniel is a swear word in Transformers, it has to be said.
Liendan, or whatever his name is backwards.
Yeah, why was that? That was weird.
It was.
We don't want to acknowledge the fact RC's headmaster was a little boy, but...
Yeah, the thing the people are suspecting, it says here, most likely this is another Studio Series 86 featuring Dinobot Slag and Daniel in his exosuit. I don't know, Studio Series 86.
So, remember the rumor from a while back that Grimlock with Wheelie suddenly showed up?
No, I don't actually know.
Okay, so a couple of weeks, about a month ago now, a rumor like Studio Series would morph into the Generation 1 movie.
Oh, God.
This was started because there was a listing for a Leader Grimlock with Wheelie. Or at least Wheelie. Originally it was Leader Grimlock, and people were like, we've already got a Leader Grimlock, but with Leader 86 Grimlock. And then a second listing, people thought it was Grimlock with Wheelie. And if this is Slag or Slug with Daniel, I would say there's probably more depth to the idea that Grimlock is going to come with Wheelie.
Okay.
Which... Yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this.
Are any of them positive?
That's why they're mixed.
Okay.
I would be massively hypocritical if I didn't say the idea of big, chunky Dinobot toys does not put a big smile on my face.
Mm-hmm.
That would be just out and out hypocritical of me. Like the bizarreness to me, the continued bizarreness of me of putting 86 style dinosaurs on the shelves next to Jurassic Park toys aside, which I just find hilarious. But one, if this is an Exosuit Daniel and Grimlock is with a wheelie, I'm getting real unpleasant Siege Earthrise vibes for the leaders.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Who
yeah.
Are these leaders, or are these slightly larger Voyagers, or Voyagers with extra bits?
Yeah.
And the extra bits in these cases are miniature figures.
Yeah.
Or like deluxe size figures or something. Because I will buy a leader Grimlock because I have a Grimlock shelf.
You do have a problem, yes.
Yes. It's not complete. One day it will be.
Will it?
If I have to.
That's a lot of Grimlocks.
I know, but I've got a niece. She's worth something.
Okay.
Like, she put her on eBay. I'm going to get something.
That's true.
Fact,
that's true.
I'd
recommend the dark web, to be honest, though.
No, then you won't be able to track the shipping.
Why? Can't you?
People need confidence in you when you're selling a child.
Oh, fair play. I'll take your word for it.
You got to get those good ratings afterwards.
Ah.
But I don't want another case of, okay, this toy is worth, like with the Earthrise Optimus, I'll accept for people that engineering wise it's worth more than a normal Voyager. I will not accept a toy that's artificially inflated up to $50 to $55, or in my case, $65 once you do conversion.
Sure.
By a box. Similarly, I don't want to pay basically between a third to twice what the toy is worth because you're throwing in another toy I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want Daniel and I don't want Wheelie.
Why not?
Because it's Daniel and Wheelie.
They were quintessential parts of season 3, though.
If it was a Quintesson, maybe.
Well, from the nightmare episode where Daniel had the nightmares, and they became
why not?
reality.
But and it's the fact that it's more G1, and
it is.
And even if I don't think they're particularly great, we just got G1 Dinobots.
Yes.
And we're getting more G1 Dinobots. That larger is great, and like a Voyager style Slag or Sludge or Snarl or Swoop, that's fine. Like Grimlock is a bit taller, so I would like him to be a proper leader class. But
yep, a benefit would be that they wouldn't be hampered by being combiners if that happened.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Like I think I'll probably be like, oh, these look like solid toys, because like for all my complaining about the designs of a lot of Earthrise, a lot of them look solid for what they are. I think Megatron looks a shit show, but Scorponok looks good for what he is. It's what he is that annoys me.
Sure, yeah.
And I am so burnt out on G1. And I have been getting worse. Like I've really been getting bad in the last 2 months. I've realized. Even the very thought of this, I'm just like, oh, interesting, but not really.
Yeah.
And I know for some people, like it's so fantastic. Like people are more into the engineering. Their nostalgia buttons are being hit, and I've never wanted to have a go at someone who is into these.
No.
And
they're more than welcome to.
Like love what you love.
Yeah,
genuinely.
Yeah.
But I am running out of patience with the main toy line. To the I haven't bought a mainline toy since Brunt. Like think about that. And that was, what, a year ago? I've bought Flame toys, I've bought third party, but I haven't bought a mainline toy.
I'm trying to remember what the last Transformer I bought was.
That wasn't a knockoff.
Yeah, I was going to say it was probably the Predaking, to be honest.
Oh. Yeah, and that's a third party design.
No. It was the Power of the Primes one. That was
I didn't realize that. But I want to buy mainline Transformers again. I really, really do. Like, if I see the Cyberverse Deluxes, I'm buying whichever ones I see. Even Hot Rod, who I hear isn't great. Because I like the character that much in Season 3. But Grimlock looks good, RC looks good, Megatron and Prime look good. Like,
I hear absolutely. The Megatron and the Prime are a bit on the wobbly side. Like, Megatron's meant to be a bit on the loosey-goosey, I hear.
I need to practice tightening my balls anyway.
Damn, boy.
But I will absolutely buy them. I love those designs. I love those characters. and they're interesting and they're very G1-ish, but they're stylized takes on it.
Yes,
I'm just so burnt out on Generation 1. I don't like. At least with the Dinobots, their show models are so different from the toy models that there's going to have to be some clever engineering.
Yeah.
So I will give them that, but yeah, I've got mixed feelings. I really want to love this, but I want to love Scorponok too, because holy crap, we've got a Titan-sized Scorponok, and I'm just staring at him, and I'm just like, you're part of the problem.
Sure.
Like, I'm more excited about the Sentinel version of Scorponok that can't transform that I'll never buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not a good sign.
It's not the best.
No.
And obviously you fear that this slag might be the beginning of more
like
animosity, I suppose.
If this ends up being a Voyager scale toy with better engineering, so it's like 35 or 40, and then we've added in this extra toy figure and we'll bump it up, because remember, I'd be paying extra because Ireland just takes the American price and puts a euro sign in front of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which means it's more expensive here. I really wanted that Shockwave. I really did.
And it never went on sale for you for some weird reason.
I could not justify paying that much money for it because it's not worth it.
No.
And even people who love that toy will agree with me, and I've heard them agree with me. Like, personal justification is all what this is all about.
Sure.
And I have to be able to justify spending that extra bit of money on it. And I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I still look on eBay regularly for that toy to see if it comes down. And hopefully I'll be at TF Nation next year if there is a fucking TF Nation. And maybe I'll get lucky with a sale, but I buying new toys at the moment, you gotta make it worth my while, and you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair.
Yeah, so red is the most exciting thing to me right now. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I'm getting that Prime RC. I don't care if it looks terrible. I'm buying it to support the idea of doing the Prime RC.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a rant I wasn't intending to have.
And that's, I think that kind of covers it. Until we see actual images, I think my opinion, even once it comes out, will be similar to yours. As he said, I've said it too many times, so I'm not going to bother saying it again. There's no point. Mikey, take us on to the next two stories as they're linked.
This one's fun, given recent events. Walmart's official website has been updated with an advert announcing exclusive Transformers reveals to coincide with the event titled Walmart CollectorCon. So these will be revealed at July 17th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 5 hours later, depending on who's running the website. Other brands will include Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Marvel, and Hasbro, Funko Pop, Monogram International, Beast Kingdom. According to the promo images, it'll probably be something to do with War for Cybertron, which, for anyone who doesn't know, that's coming out in the end of the month, so keep an eye out for that one on Netflix. I want to do a show on it, but I'll see, one, what I think about it, and two, who would be best to talk to about it.
Yeah, sure.
Not Andy. Never Andy.
No.
But
I'm actually looking forward to hearing you watch it first and then be like, is it worth me watching it?
Yeah, so this could be interesting. Very loosely tied into that. It's been confirmed Gigawatt, I should be saying, is going to be coming out on the Japanese and Australian markets, as well as the American and European ones, in October. So yeah, I think it's EB Games in Australia, which probably means it's going to be a GameStop exclusive for Europe and Canada.
That makes sense.
Which, hilariously to me, means the 1,985 exclusive ones, which I believe they have a sticker, and I think they might have a different license plate, which are coming out at the same time, that people are still, I checked today, still spending ridiculous amounts of money on, because they're still selling them. I saw like 20 on eBay already sold. If you'd held out, you'd have been able to get it normally, probably, because I guarantee you Hasbro Pulse and EB Games are going to be a wee bit more sensible about this than Walmart.
Perhaps.
They have a better history, shall we say. So yeah, I just found that very funny. Andy,
Mikey.
there's nothing else really to say about that. Take us on.
Right, Mr. Mikey, we have a few figures to talk about. Mainly less to do with the images of them and more the reaction to them, which I didn't know about, but I heard about and then went, oh no, everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. So we had in-hand images of the Earthrise RC figure and in-hand images of the Alicon.
I hit my mic.
Oh no, don't punch your mic, that's abuse.
You should. I don't. Do we leave it in? I don't know.
It's too late. I made a joke about it. It's going to be left.
It has been entered into the canon.
Exactly. It's law now. So we could see a little bit of how the Alicon transforms and him in both modes.
Inverted commas.
Yeah. pretty much. Mikey, do you know about the rage that happened with RC?
No, I don't know about. I saw someone retweet a picture of RC, and it was like, "Here's a car, and here's a robot under it."
Yeah, I don't know
so
how.
I know she's a shell former. I know she's a big shell former, and I already knew the backpack came off, but this is my first time actually looking at the pictures. I think her car mode looks better than the Generations one if you want your G1 accuracy, but I really like that Generations toy.
It's pretty good. I think there's some things about it that aren't great. Like it's a bit faffy to get the backpack sorted, if I remember.
Yeah.
And I didn't like how they painted the face on the Generations toy.
No.
And the hands. Oh dear, the hands.
If you can get it, get the Nightbird. But
oh, definitely, 100%. Yeah, that was just better.
Yeah. And she came with shurikens and crap.
That's right.
But I really like that mold. It's of the last big bunch of Transformers I enjoyed. I spent ages just transforming her back and forth. But yeah, so Andy, I missed the controversy beyond me going oh, this looks like what I expected.
Yeah, I don't know how deep the rage went, but Jai sent me a meme on Twitter that was making a suggestion that a lot of people were angry about this. So I don't know how prevalent it was, but it seems like the general rage or the irritation was that she is a shell former and she's not a very complex transformer, and she has a weird pose that she's been put in on the inside of the car.
Hang on, let me see, because I haven't looked at these.
I didn't think it was that strange, to be honest.
Not really, they just broke her legs.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, so I heard people also make the joke of she's Thunderblast from Cybertron, and I went, yeah, I could see that.
I mean, if you want to retool her into Thunderblast,
they wouldn't. No one. I mean, Mikey, she's from Transformers Cybertron, and they don't want to make toys from Transformers Cybertron.
Andy, I challenged them to make a show-accurate version of her.
Of Thunderblast? Yeah, that's not going to happen.
A show accurate, and if you've seen the show, you know what I mean.
Contact Big Firebird; they'll get you sorted. A good lad. They're mad lads. They don't give a fuck.
They've already got 7 designs for her.
Hey, I'm just saying, do it, because no one else is going to do a Thunderblast, and you want to get some notification, and you want to get a little hat tip.
I'll get them to do knockout before I worry about Thunderblast.
You know what you do? You amplify her pirate theme, so you give her an eye patch and a pirate hat. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yep.
You redo her head as well to look a bit more like a pirate hat.
Yeah, exactly. You keep the same aesthetic. You just change the top of it, so it's not just pointy. It's more like a hat.
Yeah, and you can flip out Hook.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be ace.
Oh man, God, you're all. But so what? I'm looking at the pose. Is it a sexual thing? Because it doesn't look sexual to me.
I don't think so, but it might have been suggested.
Because what it looks to me like, you just have RC's robot mode, and we broke her legs.
Yeah, I mean, there really doesn't look like there's a lot of transformation for the robot. It seems all the transformation takes place in the backpack. I think the mold looks fine. I don't think it looks like a masterful transformation piece of artwork, but I think for what they're doing, it's a competent RC figure for what they're trying to do. Looking
at it here, I actually kind of like the RC.
Yeah,
as a standalone, if this was using reference, if this was a red figure and it looked like this, I'd think, okay, there's an okay RC.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I don't mind parts forming, but I think her parts form. I think this is kind of an admittance that you can't get that robot mode into an actual physical form unless you do like crazy engineering and redesign it.
Yeah.
Like the Generations toy did. I did see a lot of people tweeting about like which more blocky figures would make better RC toys. Kind of like how Blur got turned into her for Titan's Return.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be G1 accurate, and then people would be complaining about that.
Yeah, it's a weird moment to be like. I would rather have a more badass looking RC, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I've got very little actual affection for the core RC design.
No.
Like I said, she was my favorite Generations toy for ages, but that's just the toy, not necessarily like I like the Nightbird version of her a lot more.
Yeah.
Like the 86 accurate RC holds very little like baseline love for me.
Because she was a very basic character.
She wasn't a character. Like
Nah,
I saw someone like say this doesn't like I don't know what figure it was, but they said this doesn't look like a badass warrior, and I was just like, neither was G1 RC.
No.
Like genuinely, this isn't me being a smartass or anything. She's not that character. Oh, it was for the masterpiece. She's not that character.
No.
At all.
No.
She is the slightly less damsel-y damsel of
Yeah.
an 86 cartoon. She is, like, she exists to not always be rescued, but she wasn't really allowed to do much until Headmasters.
I
And even
mean,
then she didn't do a
I
lot.
put her in the same kind of category as, like, Wind Charger.
Do you know
Like,
who
that's
I
as
put
much
her,
characterization as RC got.
what
Wind
was
Charger
her name?
levels.
The female lead from He-Man.
Tila?
Tila. She never did anything.
She was always there, though.
She was always there.
She
but
was
like,
much more prevalent than RC
Yeah.
was.
But like RC in season 3 was there.
Mm-hmm.
And the prominent female lead. Like, if you want a badass RC, there is one. I would love to see stuff of her. But she's not the G1 one.
Yeah.
She's a design based off the G1 one. Or the Cyberverse one. Or the Prime one. There's lots of really incredibly good characters out there for RC who have great designs, but if you want your Generation 1 accurate RC, she is going to be like this because it can't happen. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Physics is limiting on what you can do with toys.
My biggest issue with her is less to do with the figure and more to do with her accessory, because for some reason they gave her like the obvious like peg for hands, but her gun is not a peg; it is a flat rectangle, and I don't know why they did it for the Generations figure. But at least for that, her hand was shaped for a rectangle.
Yeah.
Here it's not. So I don't know why this choice was made for the gun. It seems like a bad call. It seems like you're trying to break either the hand or the gun.
Like, what's RC's gun design? Because that looks very odd. I'm looking at a screenshot from the movie. RC had more like a traditional blaster in it.
Yeah, I think it.
Which is also the most
active
active RC ever was.
I think maybe it is meant to be black. It's hard to tell because it's translucent.
It's a little blue. It doesn't look like any of the guns in these images I'm looking at.
And I don't know why it's done in a translucent color either. That's
an
odd choice. Do it as a pink gun or a white gun, not opaque.
Very good face sculpt.
Yes.
And a good body design.
Yes.
But it's not really a transformer. Or it's not a transforming figure. And
not as, I see what you're saying. I mean, it is, but it's not got a lot to it, seemingly.
Yeah, like, this, as someone who is, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to get stuck in another bitching session, but I wouldn't get mad about this.
No, I wouldn't either, but...
Like, I think if you want something on your shelf that looks like RC, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
If that looks like the 86 character, this is what she looked like. It pulls it off better than the masterpiece, I think. So, I don't know.
Only one RC that matters, though. Big Firebird. Boom.
Who their marketing has just very clearly stopped marketing as RC.
Yeah, as we've mentioned a few times, because that's a wise thing to do.
Yes, but it's also gone way crazier.
Yes.
Yeah, I still think that looks like a fun Japanese nonsense robot figure, but the just checking out the Facebook group, it's getting hilarious.
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun in there, which is
They're having fun, but I bet there's a lot of not very self-aware fun going on there.
Perhaps.
Like, but yeah, I'll hold out for the deluxe from Cyberverse, I think, than getting this one.
Yeah, that looks fairly
and I'll give her
decent
a
as well.
really big gun.
Yeah, that Cyberverse figure looks pretty good.
Hmm.
Right, that's all of our news then, Mr. Mikey. I don't have anything else unless you does.
No, not really.
All right there. What you been up to this week, Mikey? What you done for fun?
Oh God, I was busy this week actually, so it was a
Ooh.
quiet week in terms of doing stuff for fun.
Okay.
If I'm honest. Watched episode 37 of 01.
Okay.
Which is basically
They've got
more...
37 up, right? Don't they?
37 aired last week. 38 aired yesterday, but it hasn't been subbed yet.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened in it. I have a suspicion about what's happening in it, but I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. I saw what your suspicion was hinting at, and I was like, I don't know exactly what you were hinting at, but the way that you phrased it made me go, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, Exade did something really, really cool. And did it over a period of episodes with a lot of setup. I think 01 is going to try pulling something similar, except with zero setup. I have a strong suspicion. Rather hope they don't. But, yeah, I think they're about to pull the same kind of thing. And I also kind of suspect Guy's going to leave the show for a bit.
Right.
Or at least Thouser is going to leave the show for a bit.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to delve too deep into anything on that regard, but that's just a suspicion. But yeah, at 37, it was a little bit of like the guys at Hidden Intelligence deciding that they've had enough of Guy and want to remove him, and it was Aruto dealing with the fact that there's an AI out there that is genuinely malevolent, like which he has never really accepted before. Which it had a fun fight scene, but yeah, it's in the phase where. Arc 0 is just unstoppable.
Right, yeah.
So I am having a lot of fun by the clear fact that all the toy release schedules haven't been changed to match the COVID. So, like, we've already got, like, 02 toys are already out, and Arc 1 toys, which is apparently Arc's upgraded form, and I'm just like, no, those are going to be... It's going to be a few weeks before they're in the show.
Oh, I haven't seen the Arc 2 stuff yet. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's kind of like a white version of Arc.
Fair enough.
So basically, I think they're going down the black hole route. Except, I'm just going to say now, Arc isn't as cool as our boy.
No.
He is kind of a generic bad guy.
Okay.
Well, he's just like, I'm evil, humans are bad, extinction.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he's not had much to because he's a basic AI without a personality. Seemingly, yeah. There's not much you can. Apart from just shrug and go, yeah, okay.
Slight problem, he's replaced Horrorby, who I think was actually building into something interesting. But we'll see. Like, I don't think Horrorby's, out of the show, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has a good fight scene in it, with basically the Metsubo Jinrai riders versus Thouser. Which, like, Arc fights a little bit, but it's mostly everyone else. So the Dodo Rider Naki transforms finally, and I'm still not crazy about the suit design, but I like the speed powers.
Okay.
So they do some cool stuff. And also there's a bit where they they transform and slice off all of Guy's clothes, so he's exposed in his underwear.
Right.
You can now buy those underwear. They are Zaya brand underwear, and you can buy them online.
Are they web exclusives?
They are web exclusives.
Yeah. So is Kamen Rider good? Because we know the AG ones from O's are either out or coming out. Is this going to be a new thing for Bandai Web Premium exclusives?
Oh God, I hope so.
An entire line of underpants.
But yeah, it was quite an action. It was quite an action oriented episode. So there's some decent fight choreography, and Horrorby gets some cool moments in it. The suit actor who's doing Horrorby happens to be quite good. So yeah, not a particularly plot heavy one. It's still basically in that phase some writer shows get into where this is all about showing how cool the bad guy is. Okay. And how powerful he is. Yeah. Not every writer goes down this route. The ones with the really good villains tend to develop them a bit more first.
Yeah. Or they have other stuff going on at the same time. Yeah.
Right. But yeah. I have a suspicion about what they're about to pull, and I think when I get down to reviewing the show eventually, Thouser is sadly going to be a big mark against the show.
He, like, from the point where I was, there's very little to him. He's been added as an antagonist, but doesn't seem super competent, and he was outclassed very quickly.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because on paper I really like him, and I
Sure.
really like that suit design.
Yeah, the suit design's ace.
And I like the power set. It's just his execution, and it's very much for me that Bowser killed the momentum for a lot of the show, and it's only just starting to get it back now.
Yeah, there's the first Metsubo Jinrai arc, then the Thouser stuff, which, like you say, slams the brakes on
It
so
went on
hard.
so long. It
Yeah.
went on far too long.
And now we're back to the Metsubo Jinrai again, and
Yeah.
Dark 1. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I may be wrong. It's happened before. I read it in a book once. Bill Divers is back. Gundam Bill Divers Re-Rise. So it was the backstory basically of Hiroto's L-Diver friend Eve. It's a two-parter, so it ends in basically her revealing to him that she's a digital life form, and also giving him a request that you just don't give your friends.
Oh no!
It's a bad friend request.
Oh no! Did you watch the end of that episode and was like, she's an L-Diver? Oh my god!
No, because it's been really obvious, and he actually asked at one point, "So can they come back from the dead?" So I was just like, she was probably a diver. I mean, it would be very odd if he was just asking out of curiosity about whether or not these things can be revived.
Yes.
I quite like the backstory. Like, we find out where the idea for the Core Gundam came from. And we all had like a fight between a perfect grade Gundam and a simple grade, I think.
All right,
and I was
no
just
grade.
like, you shouldn't be able to drop a perfect grade into a Gunpla battle.
No.
That's not fair.
Not if it scales by the logic
Yeah.
of the way that the anime set that stuff up, yeah.
Yeah, and it does. But yeah, basically, like where the idea for this small Gundam came from. Also, like the idea that the Gunplas might kind of be alive is also played on again, which
Right.
given the nature of the show, I don't mind how they're doing it.
But you do realize they're never going to fulfill that.
I don't know. I mean, they brought it up multiple times.
Yeah, but I think that's as much as
Like,
it's ever gonna
I
be
don't
dropped.
think, like, at some point, the real Core Gundam, because as I pointed out, these are the only people in the world with real Gundams now. Like, I don't think the Core Gundam's suddenly going to, like, eject Hiroto and, like, let itself be destroyed or something like that. That was what Sandrock did. Which made no sense, because none of the Gundams in Wing were supposed to be alive, and it's suddenly like Sandrock's committing suicide.
And it was never really touched on, was it?
No one's like, I'm sorry, what? It's alive? What? Like, yeah. But I like the episode. The thing was, if this episode had come out when it's scheduled, I think because it would have come out after an action episode after another flashback episode. I think it would have been a bit badly paced, but this is where the virus kind of helped, because it's been months since I've watched the show, so I'm just like, okay, I don't feel any pacing issues. I think if I go back and rewatch the whole thing, I'm going to be like, okay, this is too close. You needed to introduce the dragon a few episodes earlier in your big Gundam space dragon. But I liked it. I'm glad to have the show back. It's still very pretty. I look forward to seeing how this is all continued, because there can't be many episodes left.
What number are you on?
I want to say 18.
Oh, there's probably still half a show left, I would have thought.
Well, like, none of the build shows go past 20, 24, 25 episodes.
Do they not? I can't remember. No. Oh, okay.
The build shows are like more manageable, basically. Doesn't necessarily mean they're all brilliant, but yeah, so that's back. I've got my pre-order in for a couple of build kits, but they are currently sitting in HLJ until shipping is better. And as Jai showed me something like, if you agree to ship your toys right now from HLJ, you get entered into a lottery, and at random you might be offered free shipping.
Yeah, that's really, really weird.
That's really weird, especially like, so you want me to risk either free shipping or almost $100 in shipping?
Yes.
I mean, no, thank you.
It's a potential. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah.
Because then you pay importing regardless anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the only things of note apart from that was I'm playing a bit more of Ark.
Hey.
I'm still enjoying it, which surprises me immensely. I have been jump scared by that game more times than I would like to admit. I have had this has given me some of the biggest moments of anything, including some horror games.
Yeah.
Because you're flying through a canyon and there was a bit where it was there was a light behind me and I was just like, why is there a light behind me? I stopped, turn around, and there's a dragon in my face.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, oh shit, I'm on something slow. Or a bit where I'm in the water and a whale just pops up next to me.
Right.
Like, the whale's friendly, but I was just like, fuck! This game shouldn't be jump scaring, but it is. And I'm enjoying it. Like, everyone knows I'm more plot driven in my games, but I'm making little goals for myself. Like, I'm moving base at the moment, which is a faff because I have to get I've got to build a new base first, so I have somewhere to put everything so they don't get eaten.
As you
do. But no, I'm enjoying it. I think, I don't know if I'll ever try the online, but I would recommend at least trying the single player if you're into open world games.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think if it wasn't for the dinosaurs, I never would have tried this. So, I will say map design is friggin' fantastic.
Hey.
Really, top notch. Whoever designed the map, is deserving of serious praise.
Does it make you think of trying any of the other survival games? Because Subnautica was quite fun.
Subnautica I would try, but I know the story of Subnautica very well.
Oh, okay.
And I know Subnautica has a bit more plot to it, and I'm just like, that's really cool, but because there is there's a progression and an ending to Subnautica.
That is true. It's like when I was playing it, I was just doing it to get to the new stuff rather than because I found the story engaging.
Ark has a story, but it is completely optional whether or not you engage with it.
Right.
I mean, it's barely a story.
Yeah.
I think the new Genesis expansion has a bit more story focus, but
okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of them, especially a lot of them with the online, I don't know. Like I'm happy enough. Like having one I'm into is fine enough for me. Like Subnautica, I want to at least watch because I do like the writing for that game, but
Fish, yo. You gotta get them, what are they called, peepers? You gotta eat your peepers?
Yes. Gotta eat your peepers. Yeah, the only other thing I did have note is that, because we were talking about it last week, I looked into the whole HoloLive thing.
Oh, yes.
And I find it fascinating.
Yeah. There's lots. They got different branches as well. They got an Indonesian branch.
Indonesia, China, there's a male HoloLive section.
Yep. Who no one really cares about.
Yeah, they're not quite popular.
No offense to them.
If you don't know, HoloLive is basically this idea of virtual online idols.
Yes.
The Japanese idol culture, if you know about it, you know about it. If you don't know about it, it's making superstars out of teenagers. It is brutal as fuck.
Yes.
And unforgiving.
Yes.
Men, women, whoever you are, you go into it, it is a demanding business. If you succeed, it's also a very high earner. If you don't succeed, you've got a few years of fame. If that. And this is a weird approach to it. Because it's a broad company that's taking on these primarily women as idols for online, and they have virtual personas, so you don't know what they look like. They have character models to represent them, and apparently you start off with a 2-dimensional one, and then you get a full CG.
Yeah, and they have a very, very basic backstory.
Yeah, but the idol culture in Japan is kind of interesting because it's the superstar culture here, dialed up to 11. You have to pretend you're single if you're an idol. You have you can't actually come out and say that I'm dating someone, I'm pregnant, I'm getting married to this woman, I'm whatever. Because you're supposed to be innocent but attractive and accessible. Men, women, or whoever is going to a concert, they're supposed to on some level think that it'll never happen, but that could be me up there with her or up there with him or whatever. And so they pretend they're single, they keep their private life super, super private. And they have contracts about all this. It's insane. The way this is structured is so different. It's not just the fact it's anonymous, it's what they do and say. Because they're mostly gamers. They're mostly hardcore gamers.
Some of them, at least.
Some of them have very constructive personas.
Yes.
But some of them are so very clearly just being themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The one that like you were watching the Corone one, and she seems very straightforward.
Yeah. Corone is the best.
Yeah, the Coco, is it the dragon one?
Yeah, Coco.
Yeah, she's an interesting mix because she's clearly got a performance thing, but she's also incredibly straightforward as well.
Yep.
But then there's like one who does the whole "I'm a princess" type and talks down to everyone and everything. But then they're like swearing up a storm. There's a couple whose whole shtick seems to be saying the most offensive thing they can think of.
Okay.
I saw one video which was one looking at like going through hentai of her character.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
she was like, "This is great. Oh man, this is so fucking. Oh, this is filthy. I love it."
Have you seen the one of her where she because she failed the challenge, she takes a punishment of eating like 2 cups of super spicy noodles?
No, I haven't seen that one. I saw one where she made someone play Five Nights at Freddy.
Maybe, but then like during the thing, she vomits it all up, and she's like, "It's okay, I vomited it back up into the cup."
Oh, lovely.
It's like, oh, you stupid poor girl, what are you doing to yourself? She even went like halfway through the first cup. I think this is bad. This is making me feel ill. I got another cup to go. Nom nom nom.
Oh, brave, stupid but brave.
Yep.
It's just fascinating to me in a country where because they describe themselves as idols, they make idol appearances, they make online digital appearances, but they seem to work from home, and like they're all addicted to Ark.
A lot of them, yeah. To be fair, a lot of them play very similar games because I think because a lot of them have played on the HoloLive Minecraft server.
Yeah, but I was looking into the Ark thing because obviously it was a bit fresh in my mind. The Dragon one basically suggested it as a game for them all because she'd got like 2,000 hours logged in it.
Jesus.
And and then suddenly like everyone's playing it until like 6 o'clock in the morning. But there's like a video of one who's playing, I think, Far Cry.
Mm-hmm.
And she like the cows start having sex because apparently they do that in Far Cry.
Which Far Cry?
Don't know, but she runs across a field screaming, "You think you fucking cows can act like normies in front of me?" and starts shooting the cows.
Jesus.
But like what's interesting to me about this is what you have basically is what you would describe like in many ways typical otaku girls saying typical otaku things. And I'm wondering if that's a marketing ploy for the company. Just like, this is aimed at the nerds at home. Look, we found these nerds.
Mm-hmm.
These are the kind of nerds you could meet. Like, I like the ones who've got the really aggressive personas. That's like, oh, for the weirdos. But like what they do is so hard for a lot of them to put on because you can't. It's very hard to fake that kind of insanity, to be honest.
For that amount of time while also concentrating on a video game.
Yeah, and they're streaming for hours at a time.
Yeah.
It's just very, like, I'm interested in how different cultures portray media personalities. I always have been. Ireland, has a very interesting approach to it, which is basically the media is perfect. We love media. Because the media will always tell us what we want to hear, even if it's terrible. Oh,
I see what you're saying. Terrible. I was a bit confused when you started. I was like, what?
But like Irish pop stars, especially in the 90s, were gold.
Okay.
Like, if you were in a boy band, you were basically a saint. But like the whole persona they would have, like you had 2 completely different personas. One which was like extreme hardcore. Oh, I'm sleeping with all the ladies, and the other was like, I'm pure and we all love our mammies.
Oh, I don't know why you're saying this, and all I'm thinking is, wow, that's the idol culture.
Yeah, that's kind of what's interesting about it. But the HoloLive approach seems to be, very different. And like they seem to have actually gotten nerdy gamer girls, because
Seemingly,
a lot of them are. From what I was seeing, there are some deep cuts being made.
Yes.
Which are not things I would expect people to research.
And the thing is, they're not like just playing a game and you're like, oh, these girls have never played a video game before. Like when you watch Corone, you can tell when she first starts playing Doom, you can tell she's not used to how it works or anything like that. But by the end of the game, she's playing Doom. You know, she's not playing it like a pro, but she's playing it like a proper gamer.
Yeah, and also
he understands how it works.
The memes for that are fantastic.
They're great.
But I don't know, like
It is very. They're also incredibly watchable.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. There's a sincerity to it I wasn't expecting. Like I said, for some of them, there's some sincerity. For some of them, it's performance art. But
sure,
for some of them, there's a weird sincerity. I mean, I was watching one where like they were doing like, I'll speak Japanese and I'll speak English and you see if you can understand me.
I know. It was just like, I want to go and jump off the Empire State.
Yeah.
But it was like, no, I don't think that's what you mean.
She was just going, freedom lady, freedom lady. Just like, freedom lady?
Freedom lady?
So, you want to jump off the Statue of Liberty like a butterfly? I think she said at one point, you want to kill yourself?
Yes. It's like, I don't think
but
that's
she goes, yes, and then she pauses and goes, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because they can all swear, by the way.
Yes.
The one English they all seem to know is that. But I don't know, like, it's just weird to me that this has taken off like it has, because from what I was reading, this has been going on since like 2017.
Yeah.
So it's so manufactured because it has to be, but at the same time, it's like its marketing ploy is that it's more genuine.
I think that's the thing that hooks people, because if they see a nice girl who's acting, genuine, and then also has a cute anime persona or visual thing to look at as well, which is usually quite cute, it's much more appealing to watch that. Especially if it looks like they're enjoying themselves rather than they're doing a thing because it's their job, Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously there's a lot of teenage boys who are probably flipping their shit at this kind of stuff. So fair play to them, I suppose. But
that's what we call simping, Mikey.
Good. But yeah, it's kind of nice to see something like in a culture that I think is quite abusive, the idol culture. I think it is quite abusive and structured. It's kind of nice to see something where at least they get to do something that at least a decent proportion of them seem to at least casually enjoy.
And theoretically, it might. I've got to believe it's less exhausting than like having to go on tours and having to make sure you're the right weight and you look your best all the time. Because
I was thinking like this could be a very interesting avenue for people who don't fit, because like they don't fit that physical type.
Yeah, whether it's attractiveness or weight or whatever like that. Yeah, definitely. Your personality is what's winning people over in this case, and that's interesting as well, because like if you look at like probably the most well-known idol group is Baby Metal outside of Japan. Yep, yeah.
And they are completely fake. And I'm not saying like they're artificial, that they don't enjoy the music or whatever, but they are so constructed. Mm-hmm. Everything about them, how they dress, every physical movement they make is choreographed. Like what they say, how they say it. Like they were 3 women who were picked from an idol competition, and then their coach just decided the gimmick would be they do kind of Japanese J-pop meets heavy metal.
Interesting. Okay.
But none of them sat down one day and said, I really want to do heavy metal. They seem to, when I've seen them interviewed, they seem to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. But again, that's really as constructed as everything else.
Yeah.
The nature of the HoloLive thing makes it so much harder to be that constructed. And that's what's interesting to me. Again, there's a lot of sociology in this for me, and I am a nerd. I am a nerd of people.
Are you just using the sociology side of things to justify watching cute anime girls play video games?
Andy, I sometimes I go to sleep and the last words I say are Monster Musume Season 2.
You fucking bitches.
If you people think I need a fucking justification, come at me. Like, I have been doing this shit longer than some people have been fucking alive.
No, don't say that. That's depressing.
I don't care. I have been hating on Evangelion for many years.
Yep.
Many years.
Yep.
I don't feel the need at my age to justify why I like what I like, or why I watch what I watch, or why I do what I do.
That's right.
I was sitting up in the kitchen a few weeks ago building a Gundam, and my mother went in and came like, "What's that? I'm building toys." Mm-hmm. And she went, "That's nice," and left. I don't care. But I just find the sociology part of it really interesting. I don't know. And they're fun. Like, genuinely, they're very good at what they do.
Yeah,
at
definitely.
at the engagement, and they got really talented people. So yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating in a way. It's just fascinating. I don't think I could talk about hentai off something that was supposed to be me.
No, yeah, this is something I think is interesting, like how they relate to the almost a disassociation because it's not them like visually that people like. It's someone completely different, though it is their personality.
Yeah.
And how did they feel? Like, how did they actually feel? Not how like they feel on camera, because you can't go, oh, please don't draw hentai of my idol or my avatar or whatever.
Oh,
They obviously can't do that. So what do they actually feel when they see this? Do they feel this? I mean, they'll probably each feel different. Some of them might be really into it, but how do they also associate it? Does it feel like they're having porn made of them, sort of, or an aspect of them,
but
or is it or is it just like completely separate from them, but they don't care?
Who sat down and said we need to do a video of reactions to hentai of me? Was it the coach? Was it the company said like, okay, this is just something we've noticed, people are drawing these, why don't you react to it?
Yeah.
Or did she sit down one day, like, how much creative freedom do these people have? Because like I would be really uncomfortable if a company told me, sit down and look at this. This is basically it's not really porn of you, but it's porn of you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's
weird.
Weird. And also, like, before anyone says anything, it's up on YouTube. It's not hardcore crazy stuff.
No,
hardcore crazy stuff is out there, but
yeah,
it's just weird. It's a weird, kind of wonderful thing that I hope treats them better than some idol culture treat. I accept the reality. There may be aspects of it that are atrocious, but it's very interesting to me.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do enjoy the Doom Dog.
The Doom Dog.
Doom Dog.
Oh yeah, Corona. Okay, yeah. The Doog.
She is the Doom Doog.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that complete ramble aside, what about you, Andy?
What have I been up to? This again, not a huge amount, just the usual working and whatnot. I did a bit of model stuff, like I sprayed base coats over some of my Necrons, and then I sprayed some gold over the top of them. That was some of the stuff I got in the post. I got black Volejoch, black primer, and I got Volejoch. Vallejo. I like to say it the right way, which is Vallejo. I also got the Vallejo metal color copper and steel. Again, quite good colors to kind of throw into an airbrush and spray them on. So I did a bit of that. Did I get anything else? I don't think so. There's been not much to buy, obviously, recently. And then I played a little bit of Duke Nukem 3D, which I bought during the sale. It's quite fun, you know. It's nice to kind of go back. I never got that far in the original Duke Nukem, just because of being young, and like when you died, it would just shunt you back to the very start. So I got up to like level 3, where you started in an electric chair, and unless you moved out of it straight away, you died instantly, which I always thought was a bit cheap. So usually I'd get up to that point finally and then die there and be like, ugh, fuck's sake. This was a hooky copy back in the day, by the way, of course, so it wasn't like a big loss. So yeah, I played a bit of that. It's kind of nice to go back to really simple, just shoot the things. Though it can get a bit awkward if you run underneath something, because everything's 2D. So when you run underneath something, they can sometimes become completely invisible. Because they're 2D, so there's that point where the pixels line up perfectly and they just vanish, and you're like, oh god, where'd they go? You know, I've peed in the toilet to regain health. I've paid money to a strip to regain health, as you do.
Yeah.
As you do. So that was quite fun to kind of go back there. I've been doing more Dead Cells. That's still a lot of fun. Though it can be a bit annoying when you're just like, oh, this is such a good run, and then suddenly you just die because you did some stupid moves. And then I've just been trundling on with build. So Grease has popped back in again, and the 3 crows have been re-injected with the hazard trigger. The hazard trigger came in real quick. I like the episode I finished on build hazard, or hazard build. You know, the black version. Yeah. That's just been introduced, and that can't be in much.
Hazard's in it. Hazard has
because he gets Rabbit Rabbit and Tank before the or during the tournament arc.
Yeah, that's like 25 or 26.
Yeah, that's not far off.
So I think it like Hazard gets introduced in 20.
Yeah.
Ish. It makes a few appearances down the road, but it is large because like the idea is that the rabbit and Tank forms are Hazard.
Yeah, but they're the controlled versions of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the actual Hazard form, which is there for a toy, doesn't last long.
Black Hazard.
Yay! Yeah. So I will say that
good looking form. I love the design.
It's okay. I prefer Rabbit Rabbit and Tank personally.
I like Rabbit Rabbit. I'm not crazy about Tank.
I like Tank. Tank's fun. It's got cool tank treads on him. So yeah, I mean that point feels a little bit iffy just because I know that it's a toy sale push more than anything, if you know what I mean. But the pace is still pretty good.
Narratively, it worked. But I think Build has a real problem with how it does the toy side.
It's real heavy on the forms. There are a lot of forms, especially early on. It's not bad for like hindering the story. It's just very noticeable that there are like bottle combinations which are useless effectively, even though they're a best match. Like Hedgehog and the fire truck. He uses it, but he just uses it to punch people. It's not really an implementation of the powers, and it's just like, it kind of goes by the wayside, and Gorillamon's vanished completely at this point. Gorillamon hasn't popped up in the show for a while now.
Yeah.
So it's still very heavy on that stuff, but it's the actual story and the way it progresses, I still think is a solid show. Yeah, I like Build. It's good. We'll be talking about ranking this era of Kamen Riders for this month's Moonbase Woo Woo. So I think that should be fun.
Yeah.
I always feel a little bit disappointed when I'm like, oh, so what's your favorite Kamen Rider series? And it's like, oh, I like Forze or I like Wizard. They're the best ones. And I'm like, oh, I mean, everyone's allowed their opinion, but oh, okay.
That's where you just like grab them, shove them in the chair, and it's like, right.
I feel bad because I rank them as like slight spoilers for the show. I rank them as like some of the worst ones of this era. So it's like, oh, okay, well, fair enough. Anyway, I think that's all I've been up to. We've got a message from Mr. Tenterman number 4. I think I know why there were dinosaurs on the Voyager planet. I assume the Star Trek episode, right?
Oh yeah, that
maybe
weird.
It's because
weird space dinosaurs.
It's because Brian aliens in Bubble Walker needed super soldiers, so they stole dino DNA 4 million years ago and made dino people. But said super soldiers turned out to be a busted as on taken out a guy with a hockey stick and his roid rage dad. Ask Mikey what I'm talking about. Okay, Mikey, what is that? What's he talking about? I have no idea what I read. You should know.
Should I?
That's what the message said. You should know.
The only thing I think about with hockey sticks is Mighty Ducks the cartoon.
Oh, here come the Mighty Ducks burning up the ice.
Yeah. Where it's like Mighty Ducks fight alien dinosaurs in space.
Yeah. I thought that show was fucking sick when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. But
it's not.
Then again, no. Like, it's not Gargoyles, let's say that much.
No, but it's better than some of the Disney cartoons that come out.
By the way, Gargoyles. So.
Yeah, that's good.
I rewatched some a few months back, and it was like, oh, it's so good.
And then it gets so very mediocre, unfortunately.
That's not their fault. That's Disney's fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, it's partially their fault, but it's mainly Disney's fault.
It's the fact that Disney said, okay, just drag this out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's just like, but I had a season 3 in mind. I don't care, make this show. But I had a season 3 in mind. Insert
Mickey laughter.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's always South Park Mickey with me.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. But now I'm just blanking here. I'll be completely honest.
That's fair. And Christoph sent us another card from the Magic the Gathering game. It's a Biolantine, the plant beast form. Who I think is one of the
technically she's only got
monsters.
2 forms, and both of them are kind of plant beasty.
Well, it's just what the card says.
I mean, one's a big killer rose and one's a big killer rose with fangs.
I like the rose with fangs. It's cool. It's one of the cooler designs. Cumbersome suit, I bet to be in though.
Not, I'd say a
Or was
lot
it a
of
puppet? Was it a
puppetry involved
puppet
with
or
that.
was it a suit
It-
act?
I think it was largely puppetry.
I thought so, but I wasn't entirely sure.
Because it's huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's
yeah.
enormous. It's way bigger than the Heisei Godzilla suit, and that's a big
Oh, you
suit.
mean height-wise? I know width-wise, but height-wise as
height-wise?
well.
No, it's real big.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think it was primarily puppetry. I know a bit about the design of the Heisei suit for Godzilla, but I'm not so familiar with the design for Biollante.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that the movie is written by a dentist.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, good for them.
Who
you
al-
know?
Who
Moving to a
also
different field.
suggested that when they were redesigning Godzilla for the film, that they should give him multiple rows of teeth,
Okay.
which is why Heisei Godzilla has like 2 or 3 extra rows of teeth.
Yeah, makes him look cool and menacing, I suppose.
Yeah.
And Christoph also threw up a image of the Exia from Double O. It's the high grade 1:144 scale that he got. So it's an old kit at this point. I'm sure it will get a real grade at some point because Japan fucking loves
The
Double O.
Exias are. I think the Exias already had a real grade.
That's it.
I think so. From the old days, kind of real grade, but I think it's had one.
You might be right. I'm not entirely sure because the Exia was never a suit that I cared for that much. There were
I like the
there were
weird
other things in
broken
Double O
version.
I preferred, and Exia was not the thing I preferred in Double O.
But I like the weird sort of smashed, broken cowboy version.
Yeah, that's neat. It's a good design.
Missing an arm, and it's got like a cloak over to cover the damage.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I think that's it then, Mr. Mikey. Oh, the only other thing was I saw, and I sent this to you, the Soto Chronicles guys are doing the game stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I really want them, and I really want Post to fucking start working again before they come out.
Yeah.
Are they doing those guys in order? Because they did Double, they did O's, and now they're doing a game. Is that the order that the shows came out? I think it is, right?
Wizard and Forza are in between.
Are they? Oh, okay, so they just jumped those two.
Forza is really popular in Japan, so I suspect they will do it.
Probably.
But it could just be like. I feel like Soto kind of does what Soto wants.
Maybe they're picking their favorite shows. Or the ones that they think are the best. If you are someone who works with Soto or knows people that work with Soto, tell them that we really love their stuff.
Yeah, you're fantastic and beautiful.
Have you seen? I sent you this stuff, so you've seen the upgrades that they've got going with the new game stuff. It looks really good. I'll be so bummed out if I miss them. I missed out on the O stuff. So
yep, I will still try to pick up a few at some point, but it will be in a while when I'm hoping Mandarake prices drop. But we all know they won't. But
and that's also hoping that they come back into stock because it's all dependent on that shit as well. It's a pain.
Yeah, and yep.
Yeah. So
hey, Figure Arts will probably redo a few of Pooter's here at some point.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's gonna happen, but the Soto figures are a lot more affordable to get.
Yes.
So
and they do look real good on the shelf together.
They real do. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Irish Paleo, and you can find my other podcast, which is Fossilfic on Podbean, also on iTunes. Episode 4 came out on Monday, which was going over the 1925 original Lost World movie, which is a very historically important film, not necessarily a good one.
Okay.
But it's it's basically where like the stop motion special effects business was really.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah, I know that movie. That's really cool.
I once did a live reading of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am not proud to admit this, but I played the Irish Malone.
Of course you did.
And I played the Zambo, the servant.
Did you do an accent?
I did an Irish accent for him. Malone was just me. I basically sort of portrayed this guy as like he was from County Galway.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really awkward because if you know the movie, you know the guy is acted in blackface.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So,
It's of the time, you know.
it's a very, very of its time.
Yeah.
But no, so that's out there. Another episode will be out either next Friday or next Monday, which I'm really looking forward to because it's me going over the Age of Reptiles comics,
Oh, cool.
which I fucking love.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be talking about that. But yeah, as for this podcast, guys, you can send us a message over to moonbase2@gmail.com. We always accept them. We did have one this week, but it was someone fishing for, can we put your name on a mailing list? And I'm just like, no.
A mailing list?
Yes, a mailing list.
No.
It's like, yeah, no, thank you.
No.
But guys, feel free to send in anything. We will happily answer.
Apart from mailing lists.
Apart from mailing lists and like anything about what size Andy's ass is, small.
Woo. No, it's not.
Andy, you are a skinny, small-butted man. You shame
the lockdown's being cruel to me.
I'm doing quite well, actually. Not to brag. Bragging. But, yes. Yeah, and Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. Send us anything you want whenever you want. We'll definitely always read them.
Yes.
And as long as they're not too crazy, we'll always put them in.
Yeah.
Please don't, maybe don't ask us like our favorite fetishes because I don't really have any. I'm pretty open-minded.
I do.
Andy, you are not your own fetish.
You don't know that.
I know that you can't call yourself a fetish.
You haven't seen my bathroom with pictures of myself all over the walls.
Yeah, but they're really risque pictures. Like someone walked in and you with the shower and you've got the shower curtain slightly pulled in front of you, just enough to cover up your decency, but enough exposed to ask questions.
Don't look at me, ooh woo.
Yeah. See, Andy can do a stream of his own hentai. That I can see happening.
Would you be happy with that, Mikey? Would you really be happy?
You know what? If I could honestly say that someone had drawn weird cartoon porn of the Moonbase 2 host, I think we've achieved something.
I don't think it's good, though. I don't think what we've achieved is like something to be proud of.
Andy, take what you can get.
I will.
Take the compliment, Andy.
I will,
take
but I won't be proud of it.
Take the compliment. They're saying nice things about you.
Yeah.
They clearly think you're very flexible.
Hooray.
Anyway, what about you, Andy?
Twitter, CCTFW. YouTube is Cobra Commander TFW. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. Patreon as patreon.com/Moonbase2 with the extended version of From the Files of Teltron 2 and extended as well. And the Moonbase Woo Woo. And that's only for $2 each month, so it's nice and cheap, which is nice.
Yep.
And then you can head over to ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to as well. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you, Mr. Mikey, for joining me on this another Poopcast where we poop together like good old friends always do, hand in hand, eyes to eyes, pooping in unison.
We're back onto your bathroom again, and I'm not comfortable with it.
I am strapping Mikey. It's pooping time.